Go.
Hi guys, Matt Hoff, KettlebellNow.com, coach here at CrossFit Inception. I'm going to go over one of the movements that we never really do, but it's programmed for today. It's called the Kettlebell Thruster. You can do this with either one or with two kettlebells. It has some advantages and disadvantages over a normal thruster. The disadvantage is that you can't move as much weight because you're limited by how heavy the kettlebells are. The advantage is you can use one limb at a time, one side at a time, and get used to doing things that you'd see in real life where you're not always having both hands connected in a bilateral closed chain movement. This lets you do a unilateral and an open chain movement depending on if you're doing one or two kettlebells. So starting from the ground up, the first thing we have to do is clean the kettlebell up. You can do this with either one or two kettlebells. Since we're only going to use one kettlebell in the workout, I'll demonstrate everything with one, and at the end I'll show you what it looks like with two. So, if I'm going to use my right arm for the first set, you have that kettlebell slightly angled in. If both are together, they're going to form a V facing towards you. So I'm using my right arm, I just have half a V. I'm an arm's distance away. I get set up with my hips back, about arm's length away, chest up, swing it through, clean it up. You can also do this as a dead clean. That's going to be the kettlebell in between my feet. The handle is going to be horizontal as I look down. I grab towards the inside horn. This would be the outside horn, inside horn. The horns are the upright pieces. Grab right here. Just do a normal power clean. Turn over really quickly. The most important thing for this movement is that the kettlebell always has to come back to the rack position. So to define the rack position, my thumb is going to be touching my collarbone, and there's going to be a nice home for the kettlebell in between my forearm and my bicep. We're not going to want to go super wide out like this. Puts your shoulder in a bad position. It's really hard to stabilize. As you'll see, if I move around a lot, there's a lot of places for the kettlebell to move. If I'm in tight, I bounce, the kettlebell stays in its spot. We're also, and I've been seeing this a lot with people who have been following a couple of programs that have had this programmed, and people in local competitions, is letting that kettlebell rest right here on your bicep. I don't know really where that comes from. It doesn't really pass a common sense test to keep having a heavy iron weight smashed down on the top of your shoulder. But what we want to do is simulate the rack position that we would see with the barbell, where the load, our attachment to it, is resting on a structure that we can transfer the force through. So with the kettlebell thruster, clean up. It's nice and tight in here on this load, so when I drive from my hips, all that weight, all that force from my big muscles are transferred right into the kettlebell. I'm going to keep my torso nice and high, just like I would with a normal thruster. Keep this weight in nice and close. My free arm, it's good to do any sort of counterbalancing that I want. My feet are going to be slightly wider than shoulder width, same as any other squat, and it'll look like this. Each time, coming right back to that rack position, so I can actually drive from my hips and allow that force to go overhead. So if we did this with two kettlebells, it would look exactly the same, just in double. So, clean them up. Both of them are now in my rack position. Nice and balanced here. All the way down, chest is nice and high. Explode up, press the weight overhead, let it come right back down. Each time, the kettlebell stays nice in this rack position. So bad tendencies we're going to see, people letting that arm creep forward, allowing the bell to smash on their shoulders, arms coming out wide, bell's going to smash on your shoulders again. Keep it in nice and solid, you'll press it overhead a lot better. Thank you.